Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial video for JcInventory. My name's Jack, and today we're going to be looking at how to make weapon equipping work with the Tom Lumen survival game C++ example. So we're going to have to expose some of Tom Lumen's functions to Blueprint in order for JcInventory to interact with it. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to open up survival game public player, then we're going to grab S character, and we're going to come down till we find, we're getting there, get current weapon. So some of these things, basically we're going to add U functions to a few things here, but we're going to look at get current weapon and we're just going to copy and paste the U function because we're going to be putting that in a few places where we need it. So the first thing we're going to add it into the command below it, weapon slot available. That's going to be quite useful for us. We're going to add it to set current weapon. We're going to add it to equipped weapon. We're going to add it to add weapon, and we're going to add it to remove weapon. Okay. From there, we're also going to need to modify our sweapon.h and expose a few more things. The first thing we're going to expose is on use ammo. So we've got use ammo, and we're going to make a function that's exposed to Blueprint, and we're going to call it on use ammo, and we're going to make it a U function, and Blueprint implement event equals weapon. Okay, and we'll get back to that in a moment. Okay, can reload is the next thing we want it override. So we want to make that a U function, but this one's going to be a Blueprint native event. The reason being is we want to be able to override it but still have it have its own implementation. And now we're going to want to add a few more things. Give ammo. Now we want JcInventory to control that, so we're going to add U function Blueprint callable. Category weapon. I'm just going to copy and paste that now, and there we go. So now we'll be able to set the ammo count and give ammo. Okay. Now we're also going to add one more thing. We're going to separate this can reload and keep some of the logic in C++ where it can access a lot of things. This will become clear in one moment. So We're going to call this reload rules. And we want this one to be blueprint callable as well. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is, right now this blueprint native event means that this needs to be implemented in a different way. So we're going to right click it and say go to definition. And we need to add underscore implementation. The reason being, if I still have my document open, is if we have a look at this, we need to add function name implementation if you use the native event. So I just like to do that. And now we're going to set the reload rules and separate some of this logic here into those reload rules. Oh, my mistake. That should be a bool. Okay, so bool as weapon reload rules, and all I'm going to do here is we're checking the state of everything. And we're checking that the pawn can reload. So here I'm going to get rid of all of those two, and instead we're just going to go and reload rule. Reload rule. My reload rule? Reload rules. What did I put? Reload rule. Okay. It's a rule, not rules, I guess. And here we just are going to make sure that both of these bools are set to true. My mistake here. So that will return true or false dependent on these two things. Okay, I've got some red squigglies here, but I believe that's just, I don't think we've actually done anything wrong. Hopefully. We will find out. Okay, so that's everything we need to do. Let's go ahead and see if there's any problems. Oh, did we do everything with S character? My apologies. Yeah, I don't think there was anything to do there. Yes. We had to do something on the CPP where we added... No, it was in weapon, my mistake. We need to go to use ammo, go to definition, and we're also going to fire, so we've got that blueprint hook on use ammo, and we're just adding that to use ammo. So now use ammo is going to call on use ammo, which is a blueprint implementable event, and we'll be able to deduct ammo from JcInventory. So a lot of C++ changes there. But essentially it gives us all the control we're going to need to link this system into JcInventory. And I'm going to wait for that build now and have a sip of tea. Okay, that's built. And now what we need to do is edit JcInventory. We're going to be adding a few structs to our attributes class. Now there's a bit of a trick to this in 4.8 because structs is still a little bit buggy. Go over to your JcInventory folder and open up structs, and we're actually going to be making a new struct. So you're going to right click blueprints structure and call it JC weapon struct or whatever you like. And this is going to be pretty simple. It's just going to have a actor class, and we call it weapon class, and the ammoing gun. That could be an int, and and one more thing we're going to add is ammo type. What type of ammo does the gun use? Now you can probably extend this a lot in your own game, but we'll try to keep the implementation simple at the moment. We're going to save that, and here's where things get a little bit turbulent. We're going to add this to the JC item attributes. So you won't probably see this if you're using 4.8 of JcInventory. This is a new attribute that comes standard in JcInventory, so you can change the name of things dynamically. But so we're going to add in a new variable, and things didn't go to hell. That's unusual. Okay, and we're going to call it weapon struct, and the variable type is our JC weapon struct. I'll just quickly connect to source control. Okay, I've connected to source control again. That bug did have an effect, and I know because all these have been dirtied now. The way you fix this is just save the JC item attributes. If you do this wrong, Unreal will just delink everything. So after changing the JC item attributes, because it's used so much in the game, Unreal has a real problem with recompiling at runtime. So what I find fixes it is we close it. We don't save any damn thing except the attribute struct, and then we're going to rebuild. So I'll pause the video here, and I'll come back when I'm rebuilding. Okay, we're back, and we'll play the game, and nothing's horribly broken, which is good. Everything still seems good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit our rifle, and we're going to get it working when we equipped it. So if we just open up the rifle, and we open up its item data, we know that in the attributes now, we've got the weapon struct, and in the weapon class, we're going to set that to, I don't know, assault rifle, ammo and gun, we'll call it 30 bullets, and ammo type, ammo. We're not going to worry about counting ammo just yet, and I'm just going to connect to source control. Okay, connected to source control. At the moment, my Unreal isn't remembering my source control settings, which every time I close it, as you can imagine, is driving me insane. But let's continue, shall we? So right now, that's not going to do anything in itself. We're going to go over to the player pawn, however, and we can get it working. So we're going to add in the event player equipment slot change, and we're going to get the player inventory, get equipped slots, and get there we go. I just forgot where it was. Get equipment slot properties. That's the first thing we're going to do. Then we're going to make a switch on the slot type, and we're only going to do the primary weapon for now. So we're going to make a variable, new variable called primary BP primary weapon, and we're going to make that a S weapon. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if we already have a weapon equipped. So if we already have a weapon in our primary weapon variable, we're going to remove weapon and then we're going to destroy our weapon, our old weapon. Oops, I forgot my branch node. So that's only if we have a weapon already there. If we don't, we're going to spawn an actor from class. Now, what actor are we going to spawn? Well, we have all the information we need from here. Just going to from our weapon struct, which we're going to specify, or we have specified in our rifle, the weapon class, which is referring to the assault rifle weapon. Now, when you always need a transform when you spawn. We're going to spawn it even if it's colliding. Now, what are we going to do with this weapon? Well, we're just going to have a quick check first to make sure nothing's gone wrong. And something has gone wrong. We're going to destroy that actor. So we're just checking if the weapon slot, primary slot's available. But if we're all good, then we're going to add weapon. And it wants an S weapon reference. Now we know that we've spawned an S weapon because we've set one, but we've just got to cast to S weapon so that Unreal knows what we know. But once again, if that cast does fail, we'll just clean up that object. And then finally, we're going to set the primary weapon, assuming that's all gone well, to keep a reference to it. Like that. Now let's just say that the player equips nothing. So he de-equips the weapon. Then the old weapon's going to be handled, and it's going to be removed. no, that should all work. So we're going to try to spawn an empty class essentially, which will fail. That will continue to here. The weapon slot will be available, but the cast will fail and this will stay vacant. So yeah, let's just see how we go, huh? So the game actually starts us out a weapon. I'm just going to throw both of my two things away, so now I have nothing. Pick up this rifle. Then I have the rifle. I can shoot. I can shoot the rifle. Now what happens if I take the rifle away? I have no weapon. I better equip that rifle again quickly. And looking away. So that seems to be working. However, the animations aren't in yet, and it's a little bit jarring. So in the next video, we're going to be adding the secondary weapon, and we're going to be getting the animations back into the game. Okay, thank you very much.